again, and that if every person who has had enough of Labour and the Conservatives decide to vote for reform, they could win with the majority. It's a long shot, but it could happen, and that really would be a vote for change. Ernest, thank you for your thoughts on that. He mentions the Labour Party, and actually the former leader of the Labour Party, former Prime Minister, Gordon Brown, has become a companion of honour in the King's birthday honours. Armando Iannucci, who came up with The Thick of It, and Alan Partridge, two of my favourite programmes, has had his OBE upgraded to a CBE. I must say I'm less enthusiastic about Alan Yentob, a person who personifies everything that is wrong with the BBC, who has received a CBE, as is Alex Jennings, who's the actor who played Edward VIII in the Netflix series The Crown. He was also in the drama about the sub-postmasters, and the sub-postmaster Alan Bates is now Sir Alan Bates. Simon Le Bon from Duran Duran becomes an MBE. Susie Dent from Dictionary Corner gets an MBE as well, and there are of course lots of other community heroes and people we perhaps haven't heard of who have received them. Thousands of these honours come out all the time. Well, Lesley Hussell is an awards and honours expert at Awards Intelligence. Lesley, what do you make of this list? I must say I'm less enthusiastic about Alan Yentob, and indeed Dame Tracy Emin, I'm afraid.
I know there are always going to be people on the list that you think, not sure why they got it. But I absolutely love the honours list twice a year because it really is about showcasing the best of British achievement, and it's amazingly uplifting. You talked about Alan Bates. I think that's a great story because he was actually offered the OBE last year and he turned it down because Post Office Chief Paula Venables had a CBE. She
Mm.
gave it back this February, probably just before she was going to be stripped of it by the Honours Forfeiture Committee, and that's cleared the way for Sir Alan to accept his much deserved gong. But you know, we talk about the celebs, but 90% of people on the list are ordinary people doing extraordinary things. Two examples I wanted to give to you. One is the three dads walking, three fathers who lost their young daughters to suicide and have walked across the length and breadth of Britain to raise awareness and raise money against suicide. And then Jasmine Paris, she is a runner who is the only woman in the world to have completed the Barkley Marathons, which is 100 miles a run. You have to do it in under 60 hours, which means effectively 2.5 days with very little sleep.
Goodness
So
me.
60 hours. Jasmine finished it with 1 minute and 39 seconds to spare.
Wow, I mean, those are incredible achievements. And the youngest person, I think, is 20. Shamsa Butt is her name, who was born in Pakistan, moved to Italy before coming to Britain 7 years ago. She's a serving police officer with the West Yorkshire Police, and she's got a British Empire medal. She's also contributed to the National Citizens Service as well. The oldest person I think, is Harold Jones. He's an army veteran who celebrates his 101st birthday next month. He has walked more than 650 miles and raised more than £47,000 for charity after three of his friends died from motor neurone disease. We're seeing on the screen as well, there are some pictures, if you're watching on the screen, I'll describe them for you, for the majority of people who are listening on the radio, of Trooping the Colour. And that is because the reason these honours have come out is because it is the King's birthday honours list.
Mm. Yeah, and you know, you mentioned you had some doubts about some people. I think a really important point that maybe viewers don't know is that they can put forward for an honour someone they know or someone they think is really deserving. You can go onto the government website, there's a form you can download and fill it in saying why that person has really made a difference going above and beyond. And if you're not sure if they're eligible, then give us a call at Awards Intelligence so we can give you a free and honest assessment of their chances.
Okay.
We have a great success rate, 2 in 3 compared to 1 in 10 for nominations submitted without professional help. And it's so high because we love what we do. I just love helping people get the recognition they deserve. A few more examples from today. There's John Beveridge for services to paddle steamer preservation,
Brilliant.
and Paul Metcalf for the Norfolk beekeepers. I mean, just, you know, amazing local achievement, but also it could be entrepreneurs, business leaders, philanthropists. There's a man on the list, John Stone. He made his money in insurance, and he is now giving away £100 million for clean water and sanitation projects in the developing world. So again, people who are really selfless, as well as being at the top of their profession.
The thing I think a number of our viewers and listeners, and I feel quite strongly about as well, is that I mean, those are wonderful examples, they're great, but there are a lot of people in the establishment who get these almost as of right. If you become, you know, head of the Metropolitan Police Service, for example, you're almost certain to be a sir or a dame. And actually, there are people who have made lots of money doing what they do. Mick Jagger, for example, is Sir Mick Jagger. Good for him. You know, he's obviously an amazing and very, very successful musician, but at the same time, he's made a lot of money doing it. I mean, should people get honours for doing their job?
Yeah, I don't think they should. I totally agree with you there. Sometimes some of the civil service, maybe it feels like it's a bit of a perk. You know, it's like
Well,
getting
I know one senior civil servant who I worked with, I used to work in government, who got a CBE, and he referred to it as the carriage clock.
yeah, exactly. And that's why I think it's really important that to redress that balance, that members of the public do nominate people that they would really like to see with an honour. So you look at the list and you can think, you know, Britain can be proud of these people. You know, it's flying the flag for British achievement, being selfless, working in the community, or being a top surgeon. You know, a top surgeon who comes up with a world first treatment for prostate cancer, for example.
Yeah, I've no problem with that, Lesley. But yeah, there will always be disagreement about this. But thanks for illuminating the issue for us there, Lesley Hussell, there, who is awards and honours expert at Awards Intelligence, and we're talking about the King's Birthday honours, and that is as well as that Trooping the Colour is happening. We see some live pictures of it now. The King is there. He is saluting those who are walking past him from the Irish Guards. Princess Charlotte was seen waving enthusiastically and smiling to the crowds as they travelled back to Buckingham Palace. The Princess of Wales, Princess Louis also were waving